Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Do you know what today's date is? Friday the 13th. Oh my goodness. I wanted to do a different cover picture today for Friday the 13th, but I thought it conflicted with my scriptural views. So today's from Proverbs, with such a rich book. My goodness. If you've never read anything in the Bible, and you're like, what are some of the pearls of wisdom? The book of Proverbs is really fantastic. Commit to the Lord whatever you do. He will establish your plans. Have you committed to the Lord your trading? Seriously, have you had a talk with him? Many talks with him. Commit to the Lord whatever you do. Is it in his will that you become a trader? Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. Commit your trading to the Lord. May he guide you and help establish your plans, and you become the success that you seek. That's my prayer for you today. All right, let's get into it. Welcome to the AM briefing number 260, brought to you by microstrader.com, where together we trade better. We are an MES Futures Trading Room, and we do it very well. If you're looking for a group who truly trades together better with the same system, looking for the same trades on the same chart, drawing the same lines for the same reasons, consistently day in and day out, check us out at microstrader.com. Today's tip of the day, well, it's cautionary. It's Friday the 13th. It's contract rollover. FOMC next week. We are sandwiched right in the middle between CPI and FOMC. Careful. And remember, Friday rules are in full effect today. Trade smaller. Small, if at all. Trade with a smaller daily loss limit. Or take a percentage of your weekly profits and say, I am not risking more than this. Or commit to one setup. I am looking for this setup today, and I'm going to exercise patience until I get that setup. I'm going to wait for that one setup, one trade, one entry, one shot, one kill, or one loss, and I'm done. So some reminders. Well, first of all, down here on the bottom left, I'm going to do the Tuesday YouTube lives during the month of October, and that begins in 18 days. Is actually October 1st is a Tuesday. Those are done on Tuesdays. So see the timestamps below to skip ahead. I also give a link to a chart and where my eyeballs are. Boy, the eyeballs yesterday paid money, honey. So earn your badges if you're new in my group. Congratulations to John, who just earned his break level badge this morning when I judged his chart at 4 a.m. If you want to check us out before Tuesday, October the 1st, grab yourself a Zoom pass. Please like, share. You're a member of other groups. If you find that this is valuable to other futures traders, let them know what we're doing here. I provide very specific levels and give a wonderful overview of where we are at. News drivers today, 30 minutes after the open, we have sentiment and inflation expectations. Remember, it's rollover. Monday, we'll be trading the new contract, I believe. And next week is FOMC and option expiration. I recommend you dial it down small, if at all. All right. I think it's time to zoom out. Here is the weekly chart. Last week's candle was this monster down candle. This week's candle is going to be this monster up candle, right? Obviously, we have a cluster of highs here. This seems like a delightful pullback to rip its face off. Of course, what's going to happen here at the trend line is going to be really important. So today, that looks like that's about 56.58. I'm looking over there on the side. Here, let's draw a horizontal. Let's try to line these two things up. So 56.60, 56.58, 56.59. Maybe put that on your chart or come on here and draw that trend line and make sure it's on your chart to at least know Where is that? Because once again, we always want to know, where are we at? All right, let's go down to a 3-minute chart. Let's bring this bad boy in. And let's look at yesterday. Boy, look at that trend line. It's right there above our heads. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn on, what did I want to talk about this AM? So yesterday in the AM briefing, my eyeballs were on this level. Then I gave a couple targets below. So this 55, 78, 25. So I drew that horizontal line here. Did that play a role? I think this did very well for us. This is a very specific level, and that worked out well. That is a strong level on my chart that you get as you're a member of my group. Those levels are established on the weekend. So on Saturday, Sunday, it takes me 2 days to put all that together. I am looking for what I believe going to be the strong levels for the week. And in fact, I called this strong level. Let me load it real quick. Right here. Actually, I got to come back to here so I can see my writing right here. Bull bear. That was the bull bear line of 5578.25. Pretty good. If you'd like to have these type of levels on your chart, check us out at microstrader.com. This is a strong range we've been playing with. And then let's see what happened in the overnight session real quick. Did we hit the next strong level? Hit it. Hit it. Now we're breaking above it finally. It is a strong level. So yesterday was just erratic, hard price action. I did very well yesterday. I actually did better than I did on the 100-point runner I had on CPI day. I went long here, did very well, and then my quitting time. And I was like, okay, guys, good luck. And then it gave this one more flush, and I went long again. Now I'm going to tell you about my trader mistake. So did very well. And in fact, I did it with multiple contracts, and I took one off at 10 points on purpose so that I could put this stop at minus 10 points, which brought it right down here. Okay. So at one point I financed a runner at a minus 10 points. Like, okay, if it gets all the way down there, fine, get me out, but it's financed. It's a break even trade because I took one off on purpose at positive 10 to leave this at negative 10. And I went to the grocery store. And I went to the grocery store and came back, and here we are laddering back down. And a trader weakness overcame me, and I got out at break even. How stupid. How stupid. It was financed. Why take the contract off? Why? Because you're a greedy bastard. That's why. I should have kept my contract where I had agreed, or I should have stayed at the grocery store longer. Then it did this. Because it hit this strong. And the other thing, I went, okay, rejected. And now we're laddering down. So I took the gift of break even. I should have just waited because I was behind the strong range and behind these lows. It was somewhere here. And look what I missed out on. It was free. It was risk free. And I freaking, didn't follow my own rules about that. I should have kept it there. And then my stops would have moved up, and then I would have kept it behind the strong range. Now, this would have scared the crap out of me, but it's free. And the profit. And then it bounced beautifully off that, and then it would just hold, and you're still in the freaking trade. I'm really not pleased with myself over that. I'm really good at runners, and I did not hold it. Now, the one thing I was happy, remember we talked about in yesterday's AM briefing, will it come back to 50? Because that would have gotten me out at my 100 pointer, and it did come back, and it would have gotten me out. Next time I have a 100 pointer, I won't be so concerned about capturing a 100 pointer. Like, okay, I want 150 now. I want 200, 300. I want more than that, and I'll be less greedy of capturing that. So I will next time, it'll be a little better. But this entry right here, how far is that? What did I cost myself? At this moment, another 60 pointer. That's not smart, George. That's not smart. So that was a trader error. And when I have a financed runner, and I don't normally finance a 10-point loser, but with these type of wiki candles, I felt like that was the right move. But then you did the wrong move. You didn't let the runner do what it's supposed to do. Come and get me. If you get me, great. That was a mistake. So I'm just sharing that with you. I am not perfect. I am not perfect. This group is not about my trading for a purpose. I just wanted to see this trend line here. Which, by the way, and then once it goes parabolic like this, should you be shorting? Should you be shorting? Do we short a parabolic move in our group? Absolutely not. I was warning counter traders, don't short this. Don't short this. You got to be careful. You are playing high risk gambling there, in my humble opinion. So what have we done overnight? How are the sessions stacking? I think we know exactly how the sessions are stacking. What trend lines would you draw here? Well, I would start here, actually, and draw this. Would you look at that? Would you just look at it? And then we went parabolic in the overnight session. Should you be shorting this? No, you should not be shorting this. Let's go look at everybody else. So where is everybody else in relation to yesterday? Oops, I drew this wrong. How did I draw that wrong? I must have not have moved it. I was paying attention so much to ES and Dow that I may not have actually corrected it. There we go. Now that makes sense. What's in our field of vision? All-time high, all-time high. How many points away is that for us? Go up there and draw that. 100 points. 100 points. You know, my goal when I was in this long from down here was to be in the long all the way to the all-time high. But the lure of capturing the 100-pointer was just too great for me. So that was my goal. What would I love to happen today? I would love for us to open, come down here, grab this liquidity, maybe even take the overnight low liquidity, start laddering back up and let me get with it. Now, as we will talk about on the bull bear scorecard, the risk of, see this deal? That's like a little liquidation break, but a much bigger one. The risk of that happening at any moment is very high. However, what's different? We're getting closer and closer to an election that they will do anything in the world to keep the incumbent party in power. So don't discount the manipulation to make this thing go to all-time highs just for the soundbite, without a doubt. You know, my insurance on my house went up $800 this year. I got my renewal notice yesterday, and I called, and I was calm. I hate that. I've been with State Farm since I was 15 years old, and my number of claims are so small, it's not even funny. And I was talking to the lady who's been my agent for years and years and years, and she said, you know, people are literally calling her crying on the phone because they can't take another price increase. She said, George, it is getting bad. People are literally crying on the phone because they've had to buy a house at a higher price, at a higher interest rate. Grocery prices are higher. Now insurance prices are higher. And that's really, really, really sad. So if you're in my group, let's get serious here. Even more overdrive. Let's be more disciplined. Let's be more patient. Because this is our ticket here. This is our ticket. Our system works perfectly for this market. And we have got to just grind perfectly. Okay? Being patient. The money is in the waiting. We wait for our setups, and then when we're in a trade, we wait. If you are long, you should stay long. And, I'll have a lot of contemplation this weekend about taking my 110 pointer here versus maybe playing perfect chess instead of trading my P&L here, because that's trading your P&L here. That is not trading market structure. I traded my P&L right here. Otherwise, I would still be long. What did that cost me? Let's go look at that real quick. I hope you bear with me here, because I'm just literally talking out loud. Oh, 60 more points. So right now I'd be in a 160 point runner. Isn't that a better way to trade? One of my newer members, he said, when I first joined your group, I thought we were going to be making 1.2 points. I didn't know we were going to be talking about 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 point runners every week in the group. So that is definitely one of the juice there of doing really nice in your trading. I mean, look at this. In fact, let's go to a 30-minute chart here. It's just marching up. What do you do with this, guys? And the line isn't so perfect because time is coming here. But if I wanted to draw something, I'm not going to draw anything. I don't think I can draw a higher time frame trend line here. It just doesn't make sense. What makes sense is to see the session stacking, right? Seeing the session stacking. In fact, let's come in here and click these session levels. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you have all this marked. You got this RTH low. You've got this RTH low that was taken in the overnight, but not during RTH. We'll cover that on the weekend candles again. So the next thing to mark on here, where's my pre-flight indicator? Pre-flight. Let's see if you'll load or if I got to reload you, because it's an old. Let me go in here. Pre-flight. All right, let's let this load real quick, because what I want that to do is to give me the half back of yesterday. So we can have this on our chart right here, half back. This needs to be on your chart. Make sure that's on your chart, okay? Next thing that should be on your chart, still have that 78.25 on the chart. If you're in my group, you already have it because it's on an indicator. If you're not in my group, I encourage you to do that. Your mileage may vary. You are in charge of your own trading. Nothing I say is investment advice. Blah, 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 blah. Overnight low Asia. And let's go in here, overnight low London. And the reason why we're doing this is because this is really our trend line. We know what's happening here, right? And the overnight low is here. So I want to mark that as the overnight low. Those are the levels that you need to make sure are on your chart and see in the stacking. And then I want you to come in here. I would assume my lines match up with that. Yeah. Come to the bottom of this blue candle, go through this blue candle, go through this blue candle, and draw that line. Let's go to a 10-minute chart. Let's just look at this from a 10-minute perspective. And you got to go, yeah, that is right. That's the primary trend line that we need to have on our chart. These are the levels you need on your chart. In fact, that is going to be the chart that I include in the description below. I'm not real sure yet which level I'm going to have my eyeballs. To be honest, it's probably the 78.25, and I might give another one further above. Remember, the risk of a liquidation break is high. All right, let's go to the bull bear discussion. I think this is fairly evident, is it not? Overnight trend line, session stacking. I don't even have to turn on the VWAP, but let's go ahead. VWAP, winner, overnight halfback, winner, yesterday's range, we're above it. Indices, everybody's on fire. Bull bear line, I'm going to call that 78.25. up. Risk of a liquidation break definitely goes in the bear category. So in other words, if this thing starts vomiting and you're not in it, just stay out of the way. All you do is stay out of the way. You don't have to be in every freaking move. I can tell you how many times a day I have to tell myself that you do not have to be in every move. It's okay. There are there are more moves coming. As we say in our group, there's another high probability trade around the corner.
Stay green, my friends. And to learn more about our group, go to microstrader.com.